windy skyscape, and then you do a circle and then come to me, and then I'll start talking when it comes to
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay.
It's going to be funny
I'll shut up.
because you're blabbering away.
Business as usual.
Wow, we live here.
I know, right? Hey there, it's Sunday the 20-something of October.
24th.
Just wanted to show you that beautiful skyscape. Apparently, there's a major windstorm coming, gusts of 90 to 100 kilometers an hour, which is great. So, we're proceeding with our upgrade, our restoration of Lùb Ionnsachaidh, learning curve, because again, if you remember the first video I shot on this subject 3 years ago, I was explaining how we were pushing the limits of the design, and we've learned some things, and we continue to learn some things. So what has to happen is, first season, of course, we had a canvas skin that was traditionally painted with tar, or at least as close to the tar recipe that the Irish use. Ours was roofing tar, and it wound up singeing the skin. It kind of cooked the skin. We got 1.5 years of use out of it, and then we reskinned it with canvas with black marine paint, or just trem-clad rust paint, oil paint, which worked very well. It massively decreased the total weight of the boat, I'd say by 1/3. Unfortunately, though, the skin was stressed during loading and unloading of the boat onto the 2-wheel dolly that we have here, because we lacked the upper body strength, I think, to lift it onto our shoulders and carry it in the traditional way. So we were rolling it on the dolly, and that had caused micro tears and a couple of not big tears, but visible holes as the skin flexed over the frame. And we can see the patches that we did, and these patches held up very well, and they were very simple. We would paint the area with the same black oil-based paint, lay a very thin cloth on it, about what we would call calico, like shirt weight or the same weight as bed sheets, and then saturate that with paint, and then a second and third coat over that. And in some cases later on, we would have a small patch, which we can see here in profile, a small patch over the actual hull, painted several coats, and then a larger patch over that. And these were very effective. They worked extraordinarily well. But the boat has been getting increased use because we have a very good team that works well together. We're getting more and more ambitious with the lengths that we're going rowing, as much as 8 nautical miles in one instant. And we want to go for longer expeditions. But the last time we went out, we're out a couple of kilometers, and hey, my feet are getting wet. Time to turn around, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this skin. We're going to load her on the truck, take her back to the yard where she was built, the boat yard, aka my backyard. We're going to act on the lessons learned from the frame. This had 6 stringers per side. The original boats had 9 stringers per side, on each side of the center. So we're going to do a more traditional job of stringers with a wide center stringer, a heel stringer, 9 either side. We're going to copper fasten it because I'm not good at clench nails, and copper fastening is more expensive. It's there's a little bit more work involved, but it pays off in spades because it's the strongest possible joint. The lashings that we've used have held together wonderfully, and we'll see this again because when we have the skin off, we'll be carrying on conversation as we proceed on the work. But so we're going to give the frame the necessary upgrades because, again, learning curve. We've independently confirmed the dimensions traditionally used in these boats. We went light and it worked well, but we're going to restore this boat to the original dimensions by grafting on stringers and such like that. So from here, we're going to flense the boat, put her on top, and the adventure will continue. Thank you. So here we are. We're stripping the corpse. Just our tools of preference are just a couple of open L knives. These lovely little things.
I just caught a bit of the wood.
That's okay.
That's how sharp this knife is.
Yeah, right. Well, there's a few things in life more dangerous than a dull knife. So these are properly sharp. So, yeah, so we're just going to cut this off, roll it up, which will lighten the boat yet further so we can get it on the top of the truck. This is a bit of a concern because, give us a rip, show us how fragile this is. Look at this. Yeah, look at that.
We don't want a bunch of little pieces because
Well, we don't mind actually because we will just roll it up and stick it in the back of the truck. I'll weigh the assembled pieces. I thought I was going to be able to skin it in one bit, but I think it's easier for us just to yeah. A page from the old Blubber Hunters book. We cut it into, what do they used to call them? Books. Probably one of my ears.
very long.
Here we go.
It's not mine.
Go.
Okay, yeah, so we got the skin off, and it's interesting because we can still see so much of the bituminous coating from 2 skins ago, which has permeated the wood. But look at all the sand. Despite our best efforts, look at all of the sand which has worked its way down under the stringers. Now, again, every source I read about skin boats cautions us about this stuff getting into the boat because it chafes, right? Although to its credit, no, there's the skin. When I take it home, I'm not going to immediately throw it away. I'm going to lay it out on the shop floor and take a close look at it to see how much wear it actually received. What I find remarkable, absolutely remarkable, is how these lashings have held up. These black lashings like this are tarred, and by tar I mean pine tar, halibut line, and these other lashings that we see here are braided nylon. They're discolored because they've been soaked with whatever we painted this with. I think it wasn't varnish, but it might have been cetol. But braided nylon that we had bought from Lee Valley Tools, who sadly don't carry that stuff anymore. But it's a really strong ringing testimonial to the strength of the stuff because I don't see any chafe. I anticipated, I'd worried that the nylon, I mean there's a little chafe there, but I don't see whiskers, I don't see severed yarns, right? There's a little chafe there. But by and large, I'm seeing sand, right? But I'm not seeing any damage, which is astounding. I wouldn't have bet on that. Cool. If we can find another source of this braided nylon, I'm almost tempted, because I have been talking about copper fastening this, because copper, that's the gold standard, copper rivets. But that would also add a bit of weight to the boat versus the nylon, which even on a 21-foot boat like this, the weight addition is negligible. I knew I could pronounce it if I put my mind to it. But yeah, again, lessons learned. Cool. So we're going to take her back. We're going to pull these stringers off. These old stringers in the middle, astounding how well they've kept up. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about them because these are really old. This was from a building built in about 1912, 1914, for reasons that I'll mention another time. So I'm not sure if I want to reuse these or not because they're kind of a heritage thing, again, for my personal history as well. But yeah, cool. Onward and upward. Yay.